This video is powered by BetUS. Ryan Poles' biggest mistake has been not drafting a better center. There have been a lot of people talking about Ryan Poles and the lack of resources that he's put into this offensive line. Today, I want to talk about Poles' biggest mistake as a general manager so far. No, not Nate Davis, not Chase Claypool, and not even hiring Matt Eberflus. So far, Poles' biggest mistake is not fixing the center position. I've talked in length about how building an offensive line takes years and that smart teams build through the NFL draft. And if you look around the league, you will find that not overpaying in free agency to try to fix your O line is usually the right answer. But it's not just the offensive line. Today, I want to talk about one position, center. The days of Sam Mustipher are gone, but Ryan Poles has still not fixed this position. Before I get too deep into it, I wanted to thank BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Their prop builder is live on their website. They have same game parlays and some of the best NFL lines I've seen. It's not too late to use promo code YouTube150 to get a 150% match bonus on your deposit. Check out BetUS today. For 3 years now, I've been scouting the center market every single offseason, wasting hundreds of hours every year trying to identify which center the Bears are going to draft. I've talked in length for years now about how much the Bears need a new center, and so far I've just wasted my time. I've watched centers I love go to other teams. I think Jackson Powers Johnson and Zach Frazier are going to be two of the best centers in the NFL, and we missed out. But good centers come out every single year. And I do understand that conventional wisdom suggests you do not want a rookie center with your rookie quarterback. So I get why we didn't draft one this year. However, there's nothing conventional about giving up 8 or 9 sacks a game and having the worst offensive line in the league. It's time for things to change in Chicago. The Bears need to fix this offensive line. And to me, we need to fix the center position. We have to add some stability to our front five. There's a reason we haven't been able to develop a real QB in Chicago, and the offensive line is a big part of that equation. It's not just the quarterback. There's a reason I spent so much time scouting interior offensive linemen this offseason. We still need a quality center. I saw Jackson Powers Johnson down at the Senior Bowl this year and spent every second I could talking to him. I knew how much he could help this offensive line, and he's already one of the Raiders' best offensive linemen as a rookie. Meanwhile, Zach Frazier, who was my second favorite center from this year's draft, is starting for the Steelers and looking like a stud as well. The bottom line is Ryan Poles needs to fix this offensive line. I do have a caveat to this, though. Look, as much as I wanted JPJ, I think the biggest reason we didn't land a center this year is because we didn't trade down from pick number 9. And that's because Rome Odunze fell to us. Rome is an absolute stud. We haven't really seen it yet, but Odunze is going to go off at some point. I am a huge fan of Rome Odunze, and I think people miss this. I wanted a center this year too, but I didn't expect Odunze to fall to pick number 9. Once he did, I think that pick was a no-brainer. So it's not as easy as people make it out to be. It's not like Ryan Poles chose the draft board to fall the way it did. Maybe he wanted to draft a center this year, but Rome Odunze was a better value. I will say this. I believe that if Odunze wasn't on the board, we probably would have traded down from number 9. The only other guy I think we might have taken was Jared Verse. But if we traded down, I think the chances of us landing a center would have went way up. But I cannot blame Ryan Poles for drafting Rome Odunze. This is where it gets murky. You guys know I've wanted to draft a center for years now, and you know I absolutely love JPJ and Zach Frazier in this year's draft, but I still think drafting Odunze was the right move. He is so talented, and allowing him to grow with Caleb Williams throughout their careers is going to be special. And Ryan Poles can still find a center, but he has to do that this offseason. He needs to fix this offensive line, and he needs to find a long-term answer at center. He's going to get another shot this offseason, and I fully expect him to get it done. Although I have expected that for 3 straight years now, and so far I've been wrong. But Ryan Poles has fixed nearly every other position group on this roster. And honestly, Coleman Shelton has stabilized the position to some extent. He's the only player on the offensive line who played every snap this year, but he has been average at best overall. But we have to be fair, Coleman Shelton is an upgrade at center, especially over a guy like Sam Mustipher. And if Ryan Bates would have been healthy, maybe this offensive line could have been a little bit more stable. But I've been saying it for 3+ years now, and I believe it's time for Ryan Poles to finally fix this center position long term. Not only did he miss on two stud centers in the draft, but he also whiffed on a stud center in free agency, as Tyler Biadasz has been awesome for the Commanders. I had Biadasz ranked as one of my top centers in free agency, and he was a guy I wanted Ryan Poles to target. He went to the Commanders and he's done really well with the rookie quarterback there with Jaden Daniels. So that has to go down as a miss for Ryan Poles. So I actually understand why some fans have given up on our general manager, but to me, that is absolutely ridiculous. He has completely turned this franchise around in just 2 years, from an old, overpaid, and overrated roster to a young, exciting, and talented roster with flexibility in the salary cap. There are too many fans who just don't see how many great things Ryan Poles has done for this franchise. He is not done yet. But people saying he should be fired are clueless if you ask me. What he needs to do is finally fix this offensive line, finally stabilize the center position, and just continue building this roster through the trenches. And if he's done anything so far, it's set himself up to do that. We can't forget what kind of position Ryan Poles has put this team in. We have almost all of our draft picks next year. We also have an extra second round pick from the Carolina Panthers that should be extremely valuable. We'll also get an extra third round pick if Ian Cunningham gets a GM job, and we have over $75 million in cap space. This team is ready to compete, and we're going to have plenty of ammunition to continue building this roster and put some heavy investments into the trenches, especially the offensive line. But I also think we can add some more talent to the defensive line as well. I think this should be the year of the trenches, but to me, the one spot that really sticks out is the center position. We need to get a center long term, and so far, Ryan Poles has just completely whiffed. Coleman Shelton is not a bad option for a season or two. He's basically a stopgap or a band aid, but he is not the long term solution at the position. We need to find a center long term, and I believe Ryan Poles will get that done this offseason. Thanks again to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Thanks to everyone who watched. Please remember to hit that like button for me, guys. I should be live for the Bears vs. Vikings tomorrow. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.